Welcome back to Correctional Junkie. I'm your host, Nurse B, and this is episode 34. And today, we're talking about one of the most underrated survival tools in corrections. Rest. Not the kind of sleep that just knocks you out, but real recovery. The kind that resets your mind, body, and soul after surviving another shift inside those walls. Shift recovery isn't a luxury, it's science. Because that's what your nervous system goes through during a 12-hour correctional shift isn't normal stress. It's chronic exposure to alert mode. So today, I want to show you how to reclaim your peace, even when your schedule doesn't care about your circadian rhythm. When you work in corrections, your body learns to live in fight or flight mode. Alarms, yelling, adrenaline spikes, and they all train your brain to stay on high alert, right? But here's the truth. The body can't heal in survival mode. When you clock out, your mind is still processing every sound and phase from that shift. This is why so many of us lie down and can't shut our brains off. Adrenaline and cortisol don't stop when you clock out, y'all. High cortisol equals poor sleep, mood swings, and fatigue. Sleep that builds up like unpaid overtime. It compounds over time. So here's just a mini tip, something that you can do before bed. You do a 2-minute body check-in, right? Ask yourself, what part of me is still tense from today? Then breathe into that space until it softens. Let's talk recovery. And no, I'm not talking about 8 hours of straight sleep. In corrections, that's a fantasy. I'm talking about strategic rest. So here's 3 rest rituals that you can try. The first one is called the decompression gap. This is where you don't go straight home after work. You take 10 to 15 minutes in your car with no music, no phone, and you just let the body recalibrate before walking in your door. The second one is called the sleep sanctuary. It's a dark room, cool temperatures, blackout curtains, and no uniform in your sleeping space. You're training your brain that home equals safety, not vigilance. And then the third one is the tech-off zone. This is where you shut your screens down for 30 minutes. You know, your cell phone, your iPad, your laptop, before you go to bed. You want to use that time for something repetitive and calming, like folding clothes, maybe journaling, or just a warm shower. So even your diet can help or hurt your recovery. Hydrate before bed. Skip the caffeine, y'all, after 1 p.m. And if you're on night shift, fake daylight with bright lights during your morning. Then dim everything as you approach rest time. Your brain needs cues, not clocks. I mean, let's be honest. Sometimes we avoid rest because we're afraid of what silence will bring. When you finally stop moving, the thoughts catch up. The anger, the memories, the noise you carry from those walls. I want you to hear this. You deserve quiet without guilt. You don't have to earn rest by breaking down first. The moment you walk out those gates, your healing has to start. Not when you crash, but when you choose peace. So, here's two questions I want you to ask yourself. The first one is, what emotion do I feel when I finally slow down? Is it peace? Is it guilt or fear? The second question, what would it mean if rest became my form of resistance and not weakness? Recovery isn't a reward, y'all. It's the reset button that keeps you human. Remember, fatigue doesn't just make you tired. It makes you reactive, forgetful, unsafe. You deserve better than survival mode. So remember, rest is psychological, not an option. Create decompression rituals that separate work from home. Silence isn't empty. It's where the body begins to repair. This is Correctional Junkie that you listen to this podcast. So wherever you listen to your podcast at, if you feel like tonight, tonight I want you to rest without guilt, okay? So I want you to turn off the world. I want you to breathe deep and remind yourself your peace is a part of your job too. So if this episode spoke to you, I want you to share it with a coworker who needs a reminder to rest. Remember to protect your peace, protect your purpose. You can listen to this podcast on YouTube, on iHeart, on Spotify. Okay?